So interesting story. A few years back, my sister was having some financial issues, and so she seeked my advice. And I was like, "Well, how's your budget look?" She's like, "What budget, right?" I'm like, "Why would I have one of those?" I was like, "Well, let's make a budget, right?" So we go through the basics with like rent, car payment, gas, insurance, all the usual stuff, and then we even went to the nitty gritty, like about how much do you spend, going to restaurants, how much you spend on hygienic stuff, whatever the case. And we went in full on detail, got everything down. And then, income's pretty easy to estimate what you make for the month. And got it all out. And turns out she can't quite figure it out because every month, or after, a few days before every paycheck, she's broke. But after we tabulated everything up, she makes $600 more every month than her bills. And yet somehow she was always broke. It didn't make sense to her. And that's when it finally clicked, like, where's those $600 going? And so then she started realizing maybe she spends a little bit more money at the movie theaters than she anticipated. Maybe she goes to restaurants or Starbucks more often than she thought. Because $600 magically disappearing doesn't just happen. And so then she realized, made some changes, and became better off financially. And I guess that's my question that I'm going to pose to you is, do you even have a budget? And if you do, when's the last time you looked at it? I don't have the exact statistics, but I know most of you probably don't have one or haven't looked at it recently. I'm trying to get in the habit of looking at my budget once a month just to update, check, make sure, and see if everything's on track. But I think a lot of people don't do it because they just don't want to know. Like, you'd rather, you're juggling this bill and these credit cards and surviving to 3 days before payday, getting a little cash advance and borrowing from a friend, and you're just juggling everything left and right. God, that's stressful, man. Like, you're just trying to survive paycheck to paycheck. I really strongly encourage you, create a budget for yourself, put all your bills. And honestly, if you're struggling, I think people don't want to do it because they're scared. You're afraid to see, are you technically losing money every month? Should you technically have more every month? I mean, everybody's going to be in a different situation. You know where you are. What prevents you from doing that? And I think it's fear. And I want to say you got to get over that fear because you can't fix a problem unless you know what's wrong. So if you don't have a budget, there's no way you can figure out what's wrong. And so you got to put that together. And I know it's going to be, a little rough. And like I said, for starters, you could just put, your basic income, put that down on one side and on the other end. And it depends on how detailed you want to get. If you just want to go rent, car payment, gas, insurance, just go super basics. If you want to go real nitty gritty, like I said, hygiene, how much you spend on junk food, Starbucks, you can be as detailed as you want. Whatever's going to benefit you the most. Because in the end, this is for you, not for me. I want you to make it, and then hopefully you'll find dang, where am I losing this money at? Or how short am I? Now, I know a lot of you don't want to face it because you're just surviving, but it always seems to happen when you're struggling the most, when you're behind the most. That's when your car breaks down. That's when some medical thing happens. That's when an unexpected bill comes in, or that's when they cut back your hours at work. Man, I encourage it. You got to start building an area in your budget for savings. I'm telling you, the mental relief you have from, say, I got 2 months of bills saved up. I could not work for 2 months and I could pay my bills for the next 2 months. I strongly encourage you. The amount of relief and pressure that it takes off your shoulders is unbelievable. And once again, that was a foreign concept to me up until my lower 20s. And ever since I started, I've never gone back because it's just, I still remember just, oh my God, how am I going to survive till payday? What am I going to do? And guys, it's just not worth it. You can get out of this. You can figure it out. I believe you have the ability to just put it out there, figure it out, and get it done. I need you to be brave for this one because, yeah, trust me, I know it's kind of scary at the beginning, but it's better to know than to not know. You got to make it real by putting it on paper or electronic file if you need to. You can accomplish anything you want as long as you want to sacrifice and put in the work. I believe in you. Go get it.